Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Awakening Summit. I am your host for the next couple hours. I'm Kayleigh Keefe, CEO and founder of Soul Excellence Ventures. I hope that you're having an amazing week, and I could not be more excited to welcome to our summit stage today the amazing Bridget, Aileen, Sicsko. Welcome, Bridget.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And you pronounced the last name right.
All right, we practiced a few times just so everyone knows. And I love how we both put our middle names, maybe this is an Irish thing where we want to do the full name.
Yes, I never embraced it before this, so here we are.
I'm so excited to connect with you. And for those of you just joining, Bridget is the creator of the Rock the Mic online program, where her mission is to work with purpose-driven entrepreneurs who want to find their authentic voice and then connect with their audience through video. So I think it's pretty cool that we're connecting on video. You're going to help us to connect more on video. And I'm really excited to dig into what you shared in your chapter, the work that you do with entrepreneurs. But I'd love to start at the beginning of your journey, because I know there's been a few key moments that have brought you to where you are today and really influenced the vision that you have for entrepreneurs.
Thank you. Yeah, the journey goes back to when I was about 15 years old and dealing with a lot of complications from Lyme disease. And it's been really awesome to connect with so many women in this book, because I think a lot of our journeys have started with an illness or a challenging situation in our lives, and they've opened the door to something a little bit more. So for me, it was challenging because I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel seen, and I didn't feel that the doctors were providing me with comfort, solace, and answers. So that really led me on this wild meandering journey, as I like to call it, down the rabbit hole of finding myself, of studying Ayurveda, of studying yoga, of studying holistic nutrition, of where I am today with empowering women to really use their voices. And it is a meandering journey, because from 15 years old to now, I don't think I would have expected it to come here, but I really do believe in connecting with our heart center in everything that we do. And the message for me just got stronger and stronger that I really need to help purpose-driven entrepreneurs rock this video thing.
I mean, I can just imagine, right? You're 15 years old and there's just a lot of dismissiveness, of like, let the adults figure it out. They know better for you. And, like we were talking yesterday with Hollis about creativity, just these moments early on in our life where shut down and silenced, and then have to go through this journey to say, like, wait a second, I have something to say and I want to express that.
That so resonates. And I think you're right. And the way I also look at it, which I believe a lot of the women in this book also would agree, is that thank God for that experience I had. Thank God that happened, and I had that experience, and I had those feelings, and I had the challenges, because I don't think if that would have happened, I would have been here today, which I think a lot of the women in this space would probably agree with.
Yeah. No, there's so much growth that happens from these moments that wake us up and help us to see, like, what are the things that we care about and what are our gifts. So I want to talk about this journey to video. The world has turned to video. Everyone's creating videos right now, and there feels like a lot of pressure to do so. A lot of, I've got to look right, I've got to feel right, I've got to get the lighting right. Like it can feel so complicated and intimidating, and yet it can be a really valuable tool to connect with your audience, with the people that you're here to serve. So kind of I don't know, what is everyone getting wrong, but what are some of the hangups that entrepreneurs have when it comes to finding their voice and expressing it through video?
I love that. And we got to kind of touch on this a little bit before we even went live, but really my intention is presence over perfection. I've asked a lot of people and done a bit of market research on, what scares people about using video, using their voice, being seen online. And so many of the answers were, I don't look good, I don't like my voice, my makeup's not done, my hair is not done. All of these kind of more superficial reasons why we're not doing it. And really what I want to inspire and plant the seed of within all of us is that your presence is far more than what you look like. It's really an inner experience that you are then able to amplify out into your community. And why video? Well, you have, number one, your voice, which is unique to you. And as a business owner, gosh, we need to share this a little bit more. And then you also have video. So you get to see what this person looks like, and then you get to hear them. And I don't know anything that builds trust like video does. You know, writing a post and reading a book is a little bit different than watching you and I here. You get a feel for who we are. You trust us.
I think you're making me think about dating apps from, let's say, 5 years back. I think they've since changed, but you know, you see the picture, you read the profile, the person looks so attractive. You show up on the first date and you hear the voice, and it's like an instant yes, an instant no. Like there's so much power in the voice and in the expression. I imagine they've changed it since video is now becoming more important, but I would always laugh of like, oh, if I had just heard the voice.
That's a really good point. I actually don't know if I haven't been on dating apps in a little while also.
Right, we'll have to ask our audience.
Please let us know. Let us know. I think you're really, really spot on with that. And what I've learned is that people can really decide within just a couple minutes if you're for them.
Yeah.
There's something about the voice that strikes a chord within each and every one of us. So you can hear me speak and there's something beyond my words that you're feeling. And that's what we have the power as an entrepreneur and a purpose-driven entrepreneur to do.
So you brought up maybe something that you're experiencing working with entrepreneurs is there therefore is that added vulnerability. You might resonate with my words on a page, but now that I'm expressing the voice and you hear what's heartfelt or what's hollow, I think you actually create potentially more fans or people who want to work with you. But on the flip side, people who are like, yeah, not for me. And that can be scary for some people.
It can, but there's nothing better than kind of being polarizing in a way, because I'd rather show people who I am right away than, you know, me spending 10 months trying to warm up this lead to me. That's a waste of both of our times, you know, I think. And that's why this video work goes far beyond just like the video presence. It goes into your life. If you can just speak who you are and speak your truth and be honest and be open and be a direct communicator, which for women, this is challenging. So this work goes far beyond just the screen. It affects our life in a really beautiful way because we are who we are and we own who we are.
You know, the direct communication, I imagine the work that you're doing taps into people's desire to please and be liked and be perfect. So we'll do an exercise and hopefully in just a minute, but help us understand, like, okay, if we are like, yes, thank God, I don't have to look perfect. I do have to kind of really activate my presence. What does that mean? What does that look like? How do you draw from all of your tools to help people do that?
Yeah, this is a beautiful question. I always say it's like one part of the messaging magic, you know, like really being direct in your messaging, knowing who you're talking to, having those ideal clients in front of you and speaking their language. It's another part, a little bit of the tech jazz, but it's a whole bigger part of the inner work and your presence. So when we're talking about your presence, this is really about your personal power, which is what I wrote about in the book. And what I've really tuned into to help entrepreneurs activate their voice is tuning into their body and tuning into their navel center. And this is like something that you probably wouldn't hear in a public speaking class. They're not going to be like, tune into your navel center.
They're going to say, use your hands like this.
Yeah. We're going to be like, stand tall, look beautiful, have your hair done. And I'm going to tell you, it's far more than that. I am a yoga teacher and I study Kundalini yoga is really my main force, which is the yoga of awareness. Helps us understand who we are. And it helps us understand that we are far more than the physical body. We have energetic layers to us. And although you can see just my physical body right now, you also can perceive that there's energetic layers to me. And there's my aura and my electromagnetic field, which you can receive on a very, very subtle level. So where we're starting with these purpose-driven entrepreneurs is really at the navel center. So let's do our little exercise so that for anyone who's watching, we can really root into this for ourselves. I'm just going to ask that we all close down the eyes for a moment. And we sit up nice and tall. So if you were slouching before this is where your public speaking tips come in. Sit up nice and tall. And we'll just bring our hands onto our navel center, so about 2 inches below the belly button. This is Manipura chakra, your solar plexus, your center of confidence, willpower, determination, taking action, your strength. We'll just begin by breathing into this space. So taking a deep breath in, expand the belly. And a deep breath out, release, bring the belly button towards your spine. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Continue to breathe here. And my biggest tip for you today is that when you speak from your navel center, which is you just activating this area of your body, people cannot help but listen to you. Mm. When you connect with the navel center, you command the room. People cannot help but listen to you. So now I'm going to just show you guys something, and then you can practice this. We're going to speak out loud. Okay, so what you're going to do is when you say the word I, you're going to draw your belly button gently toward your spine. So it'll sound like this, I. And then when you say am, you're going to release, am. I am.
Am.
I
am.
One more time. I, draw the belly button in.
I
am.
Am.
Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And just notice how you're feeling. You might even feel a little bit of heat in the body. Feel your power. And we're reminded here that when we go to speak in front of people or online about our business, about our offerings, when we can stand in our personal power, and we can be the strongest vessel for the message that's meant to come forth, people cannot help but listen to us. Let's take another deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. And we can come back into our space. And just to give you guys a little example of what this actually sounds like. Most of us, and what I had originally learned from studying yoga is that, our throat chakra is all about expression. And yes, it is. But when we just speak from our throat, it's not as direct. It's not as penetrative. And as an entrepreneur, you really want to hit this spot within someone else. And that's why we learn the navel center, that all communication starts at the navel. This is pretty cool. So I'll just give you a little example of me speaking from just my throat versus my navel. Hi, everyone. I'm Bridget. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit softer. And then listen to this. Hi, everyone. I'm Bridget. You can feel a little bit more of the determination and the conviction behind my words. And that's what you want.
I can hear the difference. I feel like I can feel the difference in my own body right now. You can actually, I think, probably hear a tone change. It actually makes me think of watching videos of myself from earlier this year to now. And it's like, whew, oh my God, it's so much was here. And I imagine for a lot of entrepreneurs, so much is here. It's like you're sharing, but you're still thinking a lot while you do so.
This is why, and before we even started today, we took some moments to take some deep breaths because as the entrepreneur, as the purpose-driven entrepreneur who believes so strongly in their message, their product, their programs, we tend to get a little bit up here. And what we need to really do is step out of the way, because I truly see us, especially as these women who are birthing the new earth, we are channels. We are the messengers. I didn't create these messages. I created my own little spin on them, but I didn't come up with yoga. You probably didn't come up with like leadership practices. You have your own spin on all of this. But if you can actually step out of the way and set an intention for why you're doing this conversation, why you're going live on Facebook, why you're hosting a webinar, why you're hosting a women's circle, why you're hosting a masterclass. It's not about you. It's about your community. It's about the people on the other side who need to hear something that you're about to share. We need that reminder, because it can be scary. Like, what if I look bad? What if my dog barks?
There's something really, at least I've experienced, very freeing when you realize that you're not the message so much as the messenger. It allows you to, I think, express more fully, to share more deeply, and to be unafraid of any backlash to the things that you're sharing. When you trust, like, look, I mean, this is what I'm receiving and allowing myself to share. And for each of us, it's going to be different, who we are, what we receive. But there is this like letting go and not holding so tight to the message to allow you to express it that much more deeply.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that's such a practice of a little bit of surrender also, because I think ego wants to make it ours. It's like, this is mine. This is my program. This is who I am. But I think you're really right. It's not so much about us.
So how do you, there's so many ways that you help entrepreneurs. You have this new program coming out, Rock the Mic. Help us understand what to expect. I mean, I think we all felt it here in the moment, but tell us more about how it works, who it's for, and yeah, get us excited to join you if we weren't already.
Well, I'm so excited, and I think we felt a little bit of what that is there. It's, some of these embodiment practices, because as we've been talking, this is not just about your perfect public speaking. This is about the embodiment of your message and of your mission, of teaching you presence practices like some of the Kundalini Kriyas that I'd share in the program. So this is really for purpose-driven entrepreneurs who haven't quite mastered online video. Maybe you've started every now and then, thrown out some videos, but no one's biting. No one's there. So it'll be one part of really mastering our messaging, right? So who are we actually talking to? Because at the end of the day, if you're not actually talking to your ideal client, then presence will only take you so far. We'll talk about really some of the inner work. And that's where this work is going to shine. That's where you're going to shine. And you're going to have opportunities to do videos inside of our group. So you're going to get feedback and you're going to get a lot of practice. And we can add this one to the list of things that people don't do. Mastering video is not something that you're going to study. It is not something that you can take notes. But let's be honest, this is an action-oriented practice. This is not you sitting in the back seat. This is you're in the driver's seat and you're willing to put yourself out there. So you're going to practice and you're going to see what works, see what sticks. And I know that I've been doing live video inside my Facebook community for over 2 years. And if I were to look back, a video a week, if I were to look back at that #1 first video, it would be a lot different than where I am today. But you have to start somewhere. So that is something that we are going to be doing. This is not a sit back and learn. This is a very, very integrated program where you're going to be practicing.
What I love about everything that you're sharing is like there is just this tendency of like, no, I'm just gonna sit over here and I'm gonna read all the things, and just learn and then put out a video, and then if it sucks, I'm gonna know that I'm bad at video and never do it again and go back to studying. And so of course the only way with something like this to get better is by practicing. What's the biggest transformation that you've seen in the lives of your clients who have been willing to step up and say, you know what, like not only is this fun, but it allows me to connect with my message and my people in a just whole new way.
I think that says it right there. That's really the biggest thing, is that these people went from never putting themselves out there and maybe never even talking about what they do, right?
Okay.
Maybe they were hiding, because this goes two ways. These are people who haven't quite mastered it, or they've never used video for their business at all. They've never actually spoken the words. And because I believe so strongly in the power of sound, I believe sound changes consciousness. Like, we are creators with our word. When we are speaking things into existence, it can happen a whole lot quicker than us just kind of sitting down and sitting back. So that's one of the biggest things, is these people are finally starting to speak about what it is that they do, about who they are. And a lot of the people I work with are healers. They are coaches. So there's a lot of this fear of being seen for what I do, because maybe it's a little woo. Didn't mean to rhyme that.
It seems like a lot of the people being interviewed at this summit don't have a fear of being a little woo.
I love it.
Before we kind of look into, where people can find you and next steps, I do want to just ask you your advice for, just a question coming through on the comments of, because I think it does speak to a lot of fear around the perfection too. And the question is, what if one of my kids comes in, throws a tantrum, dog pees on the carpet? Like, every time I want to go live, like, yeah, something insane is going on around me, which is true. And we see it all the time on video, but like, what's your word of wisdom for this situation, which can drive us crazy?
Well, at the end of the day, I believe that humans buy from humans. No robots allowed in my world. So my dog I'm surprised he stopped barking. Truly surprised. So my dog has come in the back of my videos and maybe even sat on the couch behind me. I don't have children yet, but I'm sure they would scurry on in. The way I see this is, let's embrace it, because my work is about you embracing all aspects of you. And as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I don't believe that this is the time to be hiding that maybe your children are having a little bit of a tantrum. Like, let's embrace it and let's work with it, because I'm sure that person on the other end will be like, I get it. I've been there too. And guess what? That's probably going to sell more people than you being like, stop it. Stop, you children. Stop.
Oh, I do have this nightmare, right? Like, you put it on pause for a second, like yell something, wasn't really on pause. Yeah.
Right. So I think we should just embrace it. That would be my best word of advice.
Amazing. So tell us, kind of next version of the program coming out. You have your Facebook group. Lay it all out for us. Where can we learn more? How can we work with you? So many of us are like, ooh, even just that like shift from throat to navel feels amazing. I want more of this.
Yes. So come into the world of using your voice. So Rock the Mic Online. We have the waitlist is open today. So here we are, everyone. You are welcome to join. This will be a 4-week program doing exactly what we just talked about. You befriending the lens. You mastering live video. Befriend the lens in front of you.
Now I'm like, where do I look? Oh, yeah. God. Yeah, that was my first question. That'll be my first question in your program. Where exactly to look?
I like to look at the screen. I don't like to look at the
camera. Yeah.
Awesome. That's just personally what feels good for me. And then that would go to my further advice, is you have to do what works for you. So that's what we're doing. Befriending the lens. We're really mastering live video. We're doing some of these embodiment and these presence practices to give you all the courage and confidence to be able to tap into navel center, to feel stronger, so that your presence goes far beyond just perfect presentation. Mm-hmm. So that's what you can join. I think we have the link in the top, possibly. If not, I'll add that. Okay. And if you want all of the tips and tricks and videos, some of the Kundalini practices, you can join the free community, Rock the Mic Online. So the Facebook group is open and welcome to anyone who wants to just kind of be part of this space and learn a little bit more about this movement.
Amazing. Bridget, I'm so excited for the work that you're doing. It feels like no matter what level we're at with video, like there's another level to get to. And it's like another level of video, but another level of inner work and ability to connect with self. So it feels like it's just an ongoing evolution and process. Just final words or thoughts for our summit attendees today. Final takeaway you'd like to share.
Yeah, it's to stand tall and to stand taller, and to know that anything that you are meant to share is meant to share. You are really here for a reason, and you are having these kind of downloads and these pings come through to you for a reason. And it is your power to be able to use your voice and share that with those around you. And just thank you, Kayleigh.
You're so welcome. I feel like I'm going to go watch a couple more of your videos before the next interview because I've been super inspired. I'm like, all right, let's get to that next level. Don't stop here. Bridget, thank you so much for being vulnerable by sharing your story in the book Awakening, expressing all of your wisdom to us here today. And for all of you who've joined us, thank you. And you know where to find Bridget. She'll connect with you in the comments.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.